Hey, what's up everybody? So I'm going to go over importing files with alpha channels. For those of you who don't know, an alpha channel is very similar to a red, green, or blue channel. You can separate it. Think of Photoshop or After Effects. Everything has a red, a blue, or a green channel, but there also is something called an alpha channel, which I like to describe as see-through video. After Effects shows a good representation here. You have this video with these two black boxes. If I hit this button, this is the alpha information, and it basically is see-through video. Anything you put underneath that area will see through. That's the best way I can describe it. So now if I go into Avid, I imported a lower third that has an alpha channel on it, and I imported it with all the different options has. So let's go over that right now. And when you go into Avid Import, you have this button Settings right here. And if you go into the settings, you're going to see here Alpha Channel. You have 3 different versions. 2 things to think about over here. For the most part, you're going to want the image size for the current format. Hopefully, your graphic is the same size, but even if it's bigger, then Avid will adjust it for the current format. And the other one is the color levels. So this is not as important anymore. Think about when you're making videos now, it becomes a digital file that someone else sort of affects the color levels for. I'm thinking of YouTube or Vimeo. But back in the day, I would send clips that would go straight to broadcast or be part of a broadcast television show. And it could become an issue where, somebody at the end would be like, man, the whites are too hot. In which case, Avid gave you this kind of cool option. So it's basically going to convert any whites or blacks or whatever and make it into a legal broadcast range. Or you had the other option, do not modify. So it was always safer to do it this way. Are you going to notice a great difference if you do one or the other? Not really. And again, based on those things I said before, it's not as big an issue anymore. So finally, let's get to the alpha channel here. You have 3 versions. You have invert on import, you have do not invert, and you have ignore. What I did was I took this one lower third with an alpha channel and imported it with every single setting. So what I have here is this file, and the alpha channel is inverted, and that's the way we wanted it to look, okay? When I did a do not invert, what's interesting here, right, it flipped the image. So in this one, the see-through part is everything except the words and the yellow bar and the text. But when I do not invert, it made this part see-through, right? It reversed the alpha channel. And again, I have a video all about Mac keys, in which I give a bin of like 50 Mac keys for free, and it really explains this in more detail. So this image is one where I picked ignore the alpha channel. When I ignored the alpha channel, there is no alpha channel, so it's just black behind it. There's no way for me to get this to see through unless I import it again or make a Mac key, something like that. The only other thing which was funny here, I've never hit this dilate fill box in my life. I didn't even know what it was or what it's for. I had to look it up for this video. So it seems to sort of blur the edges a little bit. I brought that in on an invert and do not invert. I could not notice any difference here. For the most part, I'm always inverting on import, but if you see your graphic comes in backwards and it's something looks like this, just switch it, go do not invert. Might have been something done on the outside graphic house end. So hopefully that's helpful. This video reminded me of one of the first freelance jobs I had, and if somebody was talking about an alpha channel, and I had no idea what it was. So hopefully this doesn't happen to you. Let's talk about the most important thing of all, and that's beer. Somebody gave me a great recommendation to a beer in Argentina, which I am, as soon as the virus ends, I'm going to fly to Buenos Aires just to drink this beer. If anybody knows a way I can get this Wolf IPA made by Temple into Long Island, whether by boat or by private plane, please let me know in the comments. And since I can't drink that this weekend, I'm going to drink a beer from Long Island, which I just bought a 4-pack pint of from this Nightmare Brewing Company in Farmingdale. They seem to have a death metal theme and look to all their brewing companies, which is interesting. And I'm drinking this one that's called Exposure, 10.1% alcohol. So Nightmare Brewing Exposure, which is going to be a nightmare for the people around me after I drink 3 or 4 of them. But hopefully you learned something about alpha channels today. And if you need to learn everything about Avid in 180 short 5-minute videos just like this, go to avidbeer.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.